Tiny Tiger.
Tiger reads t, t, t. Tiger reads t, t, t. Tiger reads t, t, t.
Tiny Tiger is riding a tugboat, toot toot. He stands on the deck and he gives a salute.
Tiny Tiger was going on a trip. Tiny Tiger was going to see Grandpa and Grandma Tiger at Apple Tree Farm. "You will ride a tugboat to Apple Tree Farm," said Daddy Tiger. "You will ride on Captain Tom's tugboat." Tiny Tiger was excited. That night, Daddy and Mommy Tiger helped Tiny Tiger pack. They put everything Tiny Tiger would need into a big trunk suitcase. The next morning, the Tiger family trotted to the tugboat. "The tugboat looks like a teeter-totter," exclaimed Tiny Tiger. The tugboat was tossing to and fro in the water. It was bouncing and splashing in the waves. The Tiger family stepped onto the tugboat deck. "Captain Tom's tugboat is neat and tidy," said Mommy Tiger. "Everything is in its proper place." Tiny Tiger looked around. The giant ropes were twirled neatly in round stacks. The wooden deck was shiny and smooth. Everything looked clean. Everything smelled clean too. Suddenly, a deep, friendly voice called out, "Welcome aboard, mateys!" It was Captain Tom. "Hello, Captain Tom," smiled Daddy Tiger as he shook the captain's big paw. Captain Tom said hello to Mommy Tiger too. Then Captain Tom looked at Tiny Tiger. Captain Tom put his paw to his forehead as he saluted Tiny Tiger. "Can you do the salute?" "Yes." Tiny Tiger grinned. Tiny Tiger put his little paw to his forehead and saluted Captain Tom. "Welcome aboard, Tiny Tiger," said Captain Tom with a hearty chuckle. "How would you like to be my helper on this trip? You look like a handy helper." "Yes, sir," agreed Tiny Tiger as he stood a bit taller. "That sounds terrific." Toot toot! It was time for the tugboat to travel. Daddy Tiger quickly gave Tiny Tiger's trunk to Captain Tom. "Bye, Tiny Tiger," whispered Mommy Tiger. "Be neat and obey Grandpa and Grandma Tiger." Mommy Tiger tenderly kissed Tiny Tiger and rubbed his ear. "We love you, Tiny Tiger," said Daddy Tiger as he hugged his little cub. "Be good." As the tugboat floated away, Mommy and Daddy Tiger seemed smaller and smaller. Suddenly, Daddy Tiger put his paws to his mouth. "Tiny Tiger!" shouted Daddy Tiger. "There is a tiger surprise!" "What?" cried Tiny Tiger. "I can't hear you!" Daddy Tiger hollered again, but he was too far away. Daddy and Mommy Tiger looked like two little dots. Tiny Tiger shook his head. What could the tiger surprise be? "Ahoy there, Tiny Tiger!" called Captain Tom. "It's time for the tugboat team to get to work. Your first job is to put on this orange life jacket. This jacket will keep you safe in case the water gets a little rough." Soon, Tiny Tiger was working with a smile on his face. Captain Tom taught Tiny Tiger to keep the giant ropes from twisting and tangling. Tiny Tiger took care of tugboat trash. Tiny Tiger even took important messages from Captain Tom to the other tugboat mates or workers. After a time, Tiny Tiger looked up. Tiny Tiger could see the tugboat's twin, two just alike smokestacks. The smokestacks seemed to sway back and forth. Then, Tiny Tiger looked down at the tugboat's deck. The deck seemed to be rolling up and down. Oh, oh, moaned Tiny Tiger. My tummy is feeling a bit tippy and sick. Ahoy there, helper, said Captain Tom as he walked up behind Tiny Tiger. My tummy is turning topsy-turvy, said Tiny Tiger. It's growling like a tugboat motor too. It's 12 o'clock, Tiny Tiger. You are hungry, said the captain. Let's go to the mess hall for chow. Mess hall? Chow? Questioned Tiny Tiger. The mess hall is our dining room, laughed the captain. Chow is tugboat food. Tiny Tiger trotted behind Captain Tom. Sniff, sniff! Tiny Tiger's black nose twitched. Something smelled terrific. Captain Tom and Tiny Tiger walked into the mess hall. They sat down to a tasty meal. There was turtle noodle soup, tuna sandwiches, tomatoes, and turnips. For dessert, there were tangy tangerines. After their meal, Captain Tom and Tiny Tiger went up on deck. They stood behind the captain's big steering wheel. Brr, shivered Tiny Tiger. I'm glad I have on my winter coat. I'd better tuck my tail in too. It's getting colder. Tink! A little white snowflake fell on Tiny Tiger's nose. Tiny Tiger grinned with delight. It was snowing! Tiny Tiger helped Captain Tom for the rest of the day. Tiny Tiger watched the snowflakes fall too. Later that evening, Tiny Tiger tiptoed to his cabin. A cabin is a bedroom on a boat. Tiny Tiger folded his clothes neatly and tumbled into his tugboat bed. Captain Tom had tucked an extra blanket around Tiny Tiger's bed. It looked just like a tent. Tomorrow I will see Grandpa and Grandma Tiger, whispered Tiny Tiger as the tugboat rocked gently. Tomorrow I will find out about the tiger, sir. Tiny Tiger fell fast asleep.